All right. Well, yeah.
All right.
Are we back?
We we are
We're a
back.
little late. My fault. Paul Reed, your
A
host.
little. Yeah.
Live feed reads. Jason Crawford, the Ed big man to my Johnny Carson with us.
Yes, sir.
Been
Yeah.
one of those weeks, one of those days. Guys, my condolences go out to the Connolly family. I
Mm,
literally was left the funeral today at about 12:30. Where
mm,
the guys I grew up, some Brandon boys,
mm-hmm.
Steve, Scott, Tommy, and Stan. The Connolly's mom passed away. God
Ah,
bless her. So I was at the funeral. And so, condolences there. Number two, I'm
for sure.
literally drafting lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. That tort
Really?
reform that we talked about last week,
Yeah.
which we knew was going to pass, it appears it's going to. The question that now goes is they're going to change the statute of limitations to 2 years from 4. So does that mean when DeSantis, who I'm not happy with, and I believe he stabbed us in the back,
Mm,
DeSantis signs the law that goes into effect either Wednesday or Thursday, does that mean those cases that happen after that,
like
the
age out.
2 year statute of limitations apply? Or
Right.
does it mean the 2 year statute of limitations applies to all cases, ones that happened before the statute was signed into law, and after, or not?
Mm,
Well, the consensus is from guys way smarter than me who literally went to Tallahassee to lobby against this brutal
yeah.
law or set of laws, says we're not sure. And so one of the
Oh
lawyers
wow.
that called me, that I do business with, and he's very prominent and very good, is filing over 100 lawsuits in the next couple of days.
Wow.
We're up into the 15 to 20 range, because you say, what does that matter? Well, here's the deal. If the law is signed into effect Wednesday or Thursday, and it says there's a 2 year statute of limitations, and it applies to cases that happened 3 years ago,
Right.
you're
Yep.
out. You've just committed malpractice, number one. And number two, the
But
Florida
how did you
bar,
commit malpractice?
you let a statute of limitations run, and now you can't sue the individual responsible, and therefore the insurance company is not going to pay your client or offer compensation to your client because they don't have to.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
So I'm not going to take the risk. Number one, that would be an extremely large amount of money. And number two,
Yeah.
the Florida bar will or has, I should say, sanctioned or disciplined lawyers for letting a statute of limitations run. Two things I don't need in my life: the Florida bar and somebody suing me for malpractice.
Yeah.
So the easy way around
Yeah.
that is to find those cases, and we don't have many because we move the cases forward, as quickly as the medical treatment allows. But some, like I have one I'm filing literally right now. This nice young lady has had a lot of treatment. She's got a traumatic brain injury. She's had injections. She's having surgery. So you can't file or settle a case until you know the nature and full extent of your client's injuries, medical bills past and future, and she has lost wages past and future. So that's why,
Hmm.
although we try to move the cases as quickly as can, you can only move them as quickly as the case allows.
Is there a is there a issue with, you said that the other guy that you know has launched like 100 lawsuits in
At least,
response to this, and
yeah.
then you've got 15 to 20. Is there like a penalty for frivolous lawsuits or something like that that you risk incurring as a response to something
There's
like
always,
this? Or
there is, yes. People
and
think there are frivolous lawsuits of abundance out there. It's not the case. But to
right.
answer your question, yeah, it's called a 57105. That's the statute. And it says that if you file a frivolous pleading, whether it be a lawsuit or even a pleading once the lawsuit begins, you can be sanctioned. And so yes, but I can tell you, you will hear something on the TV or come across your social media once in a while that quite honestly could be described as a frivolous lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you what the other states'
Right.
laws, statutes, and rules are for frivolous lawsuits. I can tell you Florida's is pretty strict, and not many personal injury lawyers are going to file a frivolous lawsuit because they cost too much money and they take too much time. You
Mm-hmm.
follow me?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and say there aren't any.
Right.
Saying of the thousands and thousands and thousands, I would
Right.
bet it's less than 0.5%.
Yeah. I guess more what I was asking was, is
Mm-hmm.
do you risk a penalty of some
Yeah,
sort
you could
as
be
a
fined.
response to?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could have to
Yeah.
pay. Yes, the attorney could have to pay the cost associated with the other side, bringing whatever motion they need to, or hiring whatever expert they need to, and so forth. And you could have to pay attorney's fees.
Yeah.
To answer your question, that 57,105 makes you, Jason, my client, responsible, but it also makes me the attorney. Well, who do you think's paying? You or me?
You.
That didn't take you too long.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really kind of rough on
Jason's
the.
like, you.
Yeah. Well, because like I
Well,
mean,
no, you're
that's what
right.
law firms do. You guys take on the case as a whole, and then you don't get a payout until the case settles. So,
Man,
you're not
that's
nickel and diming everybody up front for taking on their insurance case
exactly. And
or.
that's why there aren't a lot of frivolous lawsuits, because the lawyers front the money and
Yeah.
front the time.
Yeah.
And if it's a frivolous lawsuit, you're going to waste your time and your money.
Yeah.
Well, I've been blessed, as you know. I'm not in the business of wasting time and money.
Or money. Yeah. Or
Yeah,
time.
I mean, and
Yeah. Yeah, man.
it doesn't do you, the client, any good if I waste
Mhm.
your time and money. And if you feel that I've wasted your time, not really your money, but your time, what are
Mhm.
you going to do? You're going to go out there and bash, read, or whatever lawyer has wasted your time and promised
Mhm.
you, whatever they're promising you, or have guaranteed you, or at least told you what may happen. You're going to bash that person. There's a
Yeah.
statistics out
You'd be
there.
very unhappy. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a statistic that if you do well by somebody, they tell 3 or 4 people. Something to the effect,
Yeah.
if you don't do well, they tell 10 or 20.
Like 15. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know what the statistic is, but it's something to that effect. And
Bad news travels fast,
there you go.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as people know in this area who are probably watching this or seeing this, we've got billboards, we've got commercials. I'm in the little Beef O'Brady's things and so forth.
Yeah.
Well, all of that is very expensive, but you know what's free? You as a client telling your friends and family what
Google reviews.
lawyers we are,
Yeah.
how trustworthy we
Yep.
are. And if you're in a crash or dog bite or nurse, whatever, if
Mhm.
you're injured, call us. That
Yeah.
is the best advertising, period.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
It's the best form of advertising, and it's the only one you can't really pay to manufacture.
Right. All right. What else?
No.
So, okay, another shout out. Sad. This is not a good week for me. Another long friends. Long Brandon grew up with him. We met when we were 15 years old. We made, both of us, Bobby Anderson. We made the varsity baseball team as sophomores back then.
Mm.
Brandon High was not ninth grade, so all you people, oh, sophomore, big deal. It was a big deal, but that's where I met him. We've been friends for 40 plus years, and his dad
Mhm.
passed away recently.
Mm.
Shout out to
Okay.
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah.
God
Rough.
bless, God rest in peace. They were spiritual people. His Mrs. Anderson was waiting for him. His son Tommy left too soon. He's waiting for him. So he's in a better place. But
Mm.
I don't even call it a funeral, but I guess a celebration of life is Sunday. So
Yeah. Okay.
boy, I'll tell you, it's
It's a week.
rough week.
Yeah.
There were two special people in my life. I grew up, with them, parental figures, and both of them. Miss Conley was the nicest person in the world, and Mr. Anderson was the type of guy. I don't know if you people remember, but E.F. Hutton, the commercials. and it says if when E.F. Hutton speaks, people listen. Well, that was Mr. Anderson. He didn't speak much. He was that guy, that grandfather type figure or father figure that, yeah, he didn't really say a whole lot, but when he talked, you damn sure listened.
Yeah, right.
The
Yeah,
type like my
yeah,
grandpa. You would have
yeah,
thought
man. Yeah,
he lost speech, but when
yeah,
he did say something, oh yeah,
yeah,
listen. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So
I
God bless
think,
those two families. Is
yeah,
you can,
yeah,
yeah, they're with Jesus and they're with God and they're with family and they're with friends, but it still sucks. You still lost your mother and your father,
yeah,
respectively.
yeah. It still hurts
Other than that,
for the remainder.
it's St. Patrick's weekend, St. Patrick's
It
Day
is. Happy
today.
St. Patrick's Day. You got a
Um,
green tie on? Is that what that is?
nah, it was a funeral.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell if
I
the
have a
lighting was
green
just
tie, but
dark
I
or
was like, nah, you can't wear. I mean, I guess I
I
could.
had
I guess
beads, but
I
my
could have
son
worn a green
ran
tie.
off with
It
them.
wouldn't have mattered, but I didn't, so no.
Well,
Uh,
yeah.
what else? What's
19
funny?
years, Crystal and I, anniversary. That's not,
Oh, when is
I mean,
that?
that's not a bad thing, right? That was Monday.
Oh,
Monday.
well, retard. Oh, can't say that word. Why didn't you?
Beep.
Yeah, why didn't you tell me how to put it up on the sign?
I did. I think I messaged you Sunday, and
Well, what
you
don't
replied back to me, but it wasn't like it
well
was just like it wasn't like I was telling you to put it on
what
the sign or
don't
anything.
we
We were just having a
do?
conversation.
What don't we do on Sunday to Mr. Paul Reed?
Yeah, talk.
Or we don't send messages because I've been known to
You
have
replied to me.
I've
I was
been
asking you a
known
question.
to have a
Uh,
beer or two. Well,
yeah.
you all due respect to Jason,
It wasn't business.
he sends me a bunch of crap. Look at this.
Oh
Look
yeah,
at this.
you
I can't
started
believe
to go.
this.
Yeah.
I look at some, I delete some, and
Yeah.
so you in the future
Yeah.
do remind me when I'm sitting here at the office. Say, hey, by the way, go change, put the sign
Yeah.
up for my anniversary.
All right. I was just saying like how time gets away from you, and then like
19 years. Hey, congratulations. I was,
yeah,
for better for worse, I was just not able to maintain my marital status for that long. And
it's work, man.
for you people that can, God bless you.
I've been watching. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's it. I'm just God bless you.
Yeah,
It's
I'm gonna say I've been watching a lot of the kind of modern dating podcasts and stuff like that, and it's different. It's things have changed out there. Like it is a very interesting scene. I
yeah,
would.
you have no idea, but I'm up in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I am watching the dumpster on fire. It is
yeah.
quite the interesting thing going
It's
on
a
out there.
freaking nightmare. But again, we're
Yeah,
gonna move on from that. Oh, by the way,
yeah,
mom, here, shout out to mom in case she's listening.
yeah. Cool.
Congratulations, she sold her home in Melbourne Beach and
Ooh,
is moving back over to spend what will be 10 to 20 more quality years with family and friends over here.
nice. Yeah. So she moving to Tampa proper
Uh,
or just
Maybe,
outside?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Tampa, Pasco, right around the North
Yeah,
Tampa area. Unless
cool.
mom's just going to go to downtown Tampa, hang out at the old Heron, and party with the youngins. Lord only
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah, get her. What's that building downtown that all the young people move into and have an
Well,
apartment in?
yeah. Well, there's the
Yeah.
Heron one's real
It's got like
expensive.
a oh, the
It's
Heron.
by the Amalie, the high rent districts.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
the addition, which are condos and hotels. Uh,
Yeah.
Mom can't afford that, and yeah, she ain't moving in there. But she's got
Yeah.
a bunch of grandkids. Mom is going to be a great grandma.
Whoa.
Congratulations
Whoa.
on that. So that's why she's moving now. The great grandma, the it's my brother's daughter's kids and blah blah blah
Yeah.
up in Georgia. But either way,
Okay.
she great
All right.
grandma. Now she great grandma.
That's fantastic. My great grandmother lived to see us, her great grandchildren. I used to take her every Friday to like get her grocery shopping and stuff like that when I was a teenager. And she would always tell me, and she grew up during the Great Depression. She was a child. So she literally saw everything from the uh, late 1920s up. And I mean, what a, what a, what a roller coaster ride, man. Like,
Before I forget, not to cut you off, but
yeah, no, go ahead.
so product placement, the book is still
Sure.
out there, ready to go. But
Oh, I saw your interview.
well, on the morning blend, which I was going
Yeah.
to say, it's going to be on. I guess it's going to run on ABC August 27th
Okay.
from 10 o'clock to 11. When I did it initially, I thought it went horrible.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you said so. We talked about it. Yeah.
yeah, and then Crystal saw it on their website, and I went back and looked, and I guess it wasn't
It
so bad.
wasn't that bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it could.
I haven't shared it to our Facebook page yet because I
it
wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, you can share it, but
Okay.
anyway,
I will. I'll throw it
it
up there.
wasn't so bad.
Okay.
The book could get a little press.
Yeah.
It's a good book if you haven't read it. Out there in TV land, so to speak, and you can get it at Amazon and Goodreads. I think you'll get a kick out of it, especially if you got about a 2-hour ride.
Yeah, or a plane ride or something like
you
that.
can knock it out in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you're
it's not a hard read because it's kind of little short stories. And so it's not where the next chapter kind of leads into the next chapter and it follows, and at the end of the book there's a whatever happens. This is just, maybe a page, 2 pages, 3 pages, and then another story. So it's kind of an easy read as well.
Do you think we should get you to read it on audio and then add a commentary for the audio
somebody, someone, we should do the audio. Yeah. I mean, somebody should. I don't know if it should be me or not.
I think people would like to hear your voice. I don't
it.
know that you want to do it.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do it. But, all right. So what do we got? We've got St. Patrick's Day. We've got some beautiful weather coming. Oh, I take that back. Wait a minute. I almost forgot.
The weather got a little cooler.
And it's going to rain tomorrow, which is bad because one of our most recent hires, which, geez, I say that, Desiree Johnson, our receptionist, who's been there, man, maybe 6 months or more now. Shout out to her. She's getting married for the first time on shout out for the first time. You shouldn't even, but anyway, she's getting married Saturday.
Oh, this Saturday.
Yeah,
Wait, tomorrow.
Congratulations. Yeah, and in theory, it's an outside wedding with an 80% chance of rain.
Hey,
I hope that
rain
goes down tremendously, but it's not at 70%. So anyway, I guess they'll figure it out.
But you know what? It rained on Tuesday, which was Eric's birthday. She wanted to go to the park, and we were like, "Oh, sorry, it's like raining outside." And by 2 o'clock, it was sunny. And we were like, okay.
Yeah, so hopefully that'll be the case. Maybe rain in the morning. I think it's a later in the afternoon, evening. But either way, shout out to Des. She's a great person. I'm sure she'll make a great wife. And hopefully the wedding will go off. We'll say a little prayer right now. Lord, please let the sun shine on her wedding. There you go. Other than that, it's I've got to get back to lawsuit 101.
Yeah, I got to get back to the grind as well.
And just do the best we can with the laws that are thrown our way.
Any call to action or shout out you want to give on that for people listening, community, like anything they can do?
Oh, well, yes.
We've talked about it before.
So here's one of and again, they couch this as we're going to stop the greedy lawyers and this is all because the greedy lawyers and the greedy lawyers and the greedy lawyers and the greedy lawyers. All right, so Jason, you're wearing you're driving a motorcycle.
Yes,
and
sir.
You're not wearing a helmet, which you're not required to do under Florida law, right?
Correct.
And you crashed due to someone else's negligence, and you're on a Harley Davidson, minding your own business, cruising the speed limit. You're not a crotch rocket.
They run a red light.
For whatever reason, you don't want to wear a helmet because you want your lovely
my flowing locks.
Right.
I want to arrive and have my windblown hair.
You hit your head, and now you have a traumatic brain injury. And
actually,
You can't take care of your family because you're just a vegetable.
Yeah.
So the defense is going to say, well, ladies and gentlemen, Jason is 75% fault for this crash. Not because he was doing anything wrong, it's because he wasn't wearing a helmet.
Mm-hmm.
And under Florida law, he can be comparatively negligent, meaning his damages can be reduced because he wouldn't be in this situation had he had a certified helmet on.
Right.
Jury
Okay.
says, "Yep, Jason, your traumatic brain injury is in part responsible for you getting knocked off your bike by the at-fault party, but
Sure.
because you didn't have a helmet, and so we're going to find you 51% at fault or more, 51, 60, 75, or otherwise.
Got you.
Jason, you get nothing because you're 51% or more at fault. Now you're entitled to recover nothing."
Wow.
Yeah, the motorcycles aren't happy about that one. So what are you going to do if you're a motorcycle rider? You better put on a helmet or you risk getting nothing if someone injures you.
Yeah.
Jason, you're in your car and you don't have your seatbelt on, right?
Yes.
Which you should have your seatbelt on. That is a law, but you don't.
It is a law. Yep.
And you eat the windshield. The jury finds that you're 51% responsible for whatever injuries you sustain or more. Guess what you get?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Wow.
Yeah. And the list goes on and on. They did this to people. They didn't. I can't say this more. They didn't do it to me. They didn't do it to Morgan and Morgan. They didn't do it to Catania. They didn't do it to Winners and Yonkers.
Right.
They didn't do it to all those billboard lawyers, which is what you see on social media and the TV. They did it to you.
Mm.
They did it to you. You out there in TV land. They didn't do it to me, even though they did it to me if I get injured because I'm one of you, or my kids get injured because they're one of you, or my mom gets injured because we're all in this together. We're all
and it impacts you as someone's lawyer representing them. Yes.
So you go for a medical malpractice case, and this happens where, for whatever reason, you end up losing an arm, a leg, a hand, a foot, or sometimes people have lost multiple appendages.
Yeah. Yeah, you were telling me about some bad.
The prosthetic device that you need is $50,000, right?
Yeah.
But the Medicare or Medicaid reimbursement is $5,000.
Okay.
Well, you get $5,000 because the law also says you can only be I'm paraphrasing, you have to live it, reimbursed to up to either 140 or 170% of the Medicare or Medicaid rate. Guess what you don't get? You don't get your prosthetic device because it's $50,000 and Medicaid. You don't have Medicaid, right?
Right.
But you still are going to only receive the amount Medicaid would pay. Now, if you have Medicaid, you could get the prosthetic device if Medicaid would pay for it. But so and all of these people went up to these Republicans, and they were in Tallahassee, and told them their stories and said, "What you're fixing to do, I would have to walk around." And one lady said, on two nubs. Why don't you walk around on your knees for a while and let me know if this is a good idea? Motorcycles, on and on. You know what they did? We don't care. We're beholden to the insurance industry. Thank you and have a nice day. It kind of pisses me off, to be honest. But let's not end this wonderful show.
Yeah. What's the call to action? I was like, how can people engage and help?
Let's end this wonderful show on have a safe and happy St. Patrick's Day weekend.
Yeah, don't overdrink in response to the bad news.
Exactly. All right, Jason, take us out.
Oh, you got it. You got it.